Hey everyone, welcome to the Naturalist Almanac for February. Right now, I'm on a hike with Rob and Mandy. We wanted to take a walk out in the woods, the fresh snowfall, early February. There's all kinds of things you can find out here. And lo and behold, we are maybe 5 minutes into our hike, and out in the distant woods, we saw a possum hiking through the underbrush here. And we were kind of wondering why he would be out here. We assume possibly looking for food. Anyway, we thought, well, let's go see if he left any tracks behind. And he did. Right down along the tree here, he kind of skirted around the outside and went back into the brush again. But the possum tracks have a really neat feature to them. And if you take a closer look, we can see what those look like. All right, so when we take a closer look at these possum tracks, you'll see that they have 5 fingers and actually an opposable thumb here. And in between, with each of the steps, you'll see a line that's kind of dragging in between, and this would be the tail of the possum as it drags through the snow. Usually with possum tracks, you will see this tail drag feature as part of their tracks. So if we follow them around the tree, you'll see he disappears eventually back into the underbrush, off to look for food.
Easy to spot nests in the wintertime, especially when the snow lays on top of them like this one here. Most likely this is a cardinal nest because it's made of all of the same uniform size sticks. It's the right height for a cardinal's nest. And then of course it's built into a really thorny area, so that obviously helps to protect the young from any predator that might try to get in there. Of course they don't use the nest in the wintertime. This is only in the spring, so this nest won't be reused again, but it's really fun to find them out hiking in the woods.
All right, so continuing our hike, we ran into some more tracks. Now what you just saw there are squirrel tracks, and you can tell because of the relatively larger back feet prints, with the 2 front feet being almost in a line in the front. And you can see as the squirrel was kind of hopping through the snow into the brush. Now squirrel tracks can sometimes be confused with rabbit tracks, and Mandy over here has found some rabbit tracks, and they are slightly different. You can see that there is a bit of a hopping print here. However, with the rabbit tracks, the hind feet tend to be either parallel with or in front of the front feet. And so these tracks, while they look similar, do have their differences. And if you look close enough, you'll be able to find them for yourself. Hey guys, in typical February fashion, I'm now standing in 10 inches of snow, and we're back out in the woods yet again to look for even more tracks and even more signs of wildlife. Now, almost immediately, some cool stuff over this way. We found some rabbit chew on a couple of the trees over there. This is a clear indication that the rabbits have reached a point of their diet where they're kind of gnawing and chewing and eating whatever they can find and whatever tastes remotely good, to get that nutrients into their body to withstand the harsh winter that has now just suddenly appeared here in February. Let's keep walking and see what else we can find now that the snow has covered almost everything. So as we hike, I can't help but marvel at some of the things that we find after a huge snowfall like this. We're walking by and I see this cut stump laying here and the hole underneath it. And I just it comes to my attention how much snow we got and just how deep it is. You can see this log kind of sheltered the ground underneath, and while the 10 inches of snow piled up on top, this ended up being a form of a shelter really for anybody who may have found it. Kind of cool.
Now, it wouldn't be a naturalist video if we didn't at least get excited about finding some rabbit scat out here on the trail. So we've got some good evidence here that helps support our earlier find that the rabbits have started eating a lot more of the inner bark of branches and such, and this grapevine. Their scat is a very light colored, much lighter color than what you would find in the growing season when they're eating predominantly green growth out there. So, as I said, naturalists are always fascinated by when they find signs of animal life, whether that be tracks or, in this case, scat.
You know, it's hard to get a grasp on, how once everything's blanketed in snow, just how deep and how covered everything is. We came across one of our trail markers, and it finally dawned on me. Oh yeah, pretty deep. So as per a usual naturalist, I see a hole pretty low to the ground here. I feel like I've never seen it as I've been hiking, and so I'm gonna go see if there's anything inside, strictly out of curiosity's sake.
Remember to knock first.
Yeah, it's pretty far down in there. Nothing bit me, so probably empty.
Looks about right for maybe a downy woodpecker.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've just never seen it there before. Kind of interesting. So that wraps up the Almanac for February. I hope you guys will get out onto the trails yourself and see what kind of tracks you can find. I know we've had a lot of snow, so hopefully you'll see all kinds of cool stuff. Next month, the sugar shack here won't be so dormant. The syrup will be boiling, the sap will be flowing, and hopefully we'll have some syrup in the gift shop for you guys to buy yourselves. But until then, we'll see you next month.